Hey guys, and welcome back to Music Production 2. My name's Mitch House and I'm your instructor in this course. Thanks so much for joining me again. If you haven't taken the first production course, you might want to go ahead and do that just because we go over some basics that we're not going to recover in this course. But I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on that, so we'll just go ahead and get started. This course here is going to be a little bit more of a hands-on. It's going to give you a little bit more opportunity to try some things out within your personal studio environment. Now, obviously, you may not have the exact same instruments I have. You may not have the same microphones I have. That's okay. You may not even be using the same DAW. I'm going to be using Studio One Prime in this course as well. You may not even have that, but that's okay because you can do these things within any DAW and within any studio environment, with really any instruments that you have. You may only have a keyboard instrument, a MIDI controller. That's okay. What we're going to do, what you're going to see me do from start to finish is a recording session all the way down to mastering the song. So that's what this course is going to focus on, and it's going to be a really fun course. So basically, we've got a song that my lovely wife wrote, and I put the music to it, and we wrote this song years ago, and we've actually never really finished recording it. We've always played around with it, but so what we're going to do is we're going to record an acoustic version of this song called 57th in Portland. And so we're going to start with preparing for a session. So you can see I'm in the studio here. I've got a microphone, I've got a guitar, and I'm sitting on a handy dandy stool. Stools are kind of cool to have in the studio for guitar players and different things. But so how do you set up for a session? Well, let's pretend that my wife is not my wife and she's just a lady that is going to be coming in to my studio to record a song. Well, I want to make sure that I am as professional as possible when I interact with her, and I want to make sure that I have things ready. I don't want her to come in and be like, "Oh, hang on," and I'm moving dirty dishes out of the way, and I'm having to clean up because I had my kid's playpen out here in the studio, and so I want to make sure that all of those things are taken care of before she shows. And so as you can see, I'm sitting here talking to you, and I've got a guitar on the stand, tuned up, new strings, ready to go. I've got a microphone here. It is not hooked up yet because I don't know how we're going to place it yet. So but it's ready. It's on a stand. It's ready. All I got to do is put that thing up on the guitar and we're ready to go. And so that's something to keep in mind as you're going forward in this professionalism. You want to make sure things are clean, tidy. You want to make sure all your cables that you need are out and accessible. You want to make sure that your microphones are where you know they are and they're quick and easy to set up. See, because when people come to you, especially if they're paying you to record, then you need to make sure that you respect their time. And that's one of the most important things here. So now, you may be like, wait a second, I'm doing this for myself, and that's totally fine. You know what? Let me tell you a little bit of advice. I talked about it in the last course, but there's something called studio vibe. And a lot of pro musicians are going to understand what I'm talking about when I mention that word vibe. But a studio has a vibe. And you can have a really bad vibe in a studio that's really cluttery and hard to find things and hard to get things plugged in, and you don't have everything set up. So I'm telling you, even if you're doing it for yourself, this would be something that is very important for you to make sure it's tidied up, clean it up, sweep the floor, get everything set out and ready to go, and it just makes you feel a little bit better. It gets your, your creative juices flowing a little bit more. So that's something that I recommend even if you're just doing it for yourself. Now, the beauty of this song, as I said earlier, it's my wife and I's song, and so I'm going to be recording the majority of the instrumental parts, and then we'll work on vocals later on in the course with her singing. So you'll get to see, for those of you who want to record your music yourself, you'll get to see how I do that within a studio environment, and I track all of the instruments myself and then put it together into a beautiful song. So that's that. So again, thanks for joining me. We're going to get kicked off here in the Studio One Prime basic section of this course, but I just wanted to kind of give you a quick overview of what we're going to be doing. And I'm really excited. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask at any time during the course. I'd love to answer questions. If you have, questions on what mics I'm using if I'm not clear, or where how to get those mics, anything like that, let me know. I'd love to help you, in this journey as much as I can. So again, also, if you can leave me a kind review for the course, that would be wonderful. That helps me out a lot, and it just helps me tweak my courses so I know how to better serve you, the student. So again, thanks for taking Music Production 2. We're going to learn how to record, mix, and master a song from start to finish within Studio One Prime. Thanks. I'll see you in the next lecture.